Badgers continuing to navigate through this Big Ten schedule. We'll check out the games of the past week. We'll also, of course, hear from head coach Greg Gard. And also on today's show, Brian Posick will visit with Badger women's hockey coach Mark Johnson. All of that coming up on today's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
Whips it back to Trice on the left side. Trice feeds Davis, 15 to shoot. Jonathan, baseline left. The drive and the reverse layup is good. Going left to right, a beautiful move from Jonathan Davis as the Badgers take the lead. Trevor to foul line, kicks to Trice. Good look at a three right side. That's short. Got his own rebound, feeds Anderson. He'll try a three. Top of the circle, good, and we are tied at 25. It's Mahan high on the left. 5 to shoot. Mahan a jab step. Off the left wing. Lost his balance. Ball on the floor. Gathered by Tyler Wall. 7 seconds left. They'll play on. Trice with 4. Lobs it off to Ford. He'll try a three right side. Nails it. And that's how the first half will end. On a scramble play, Brad Davison. High screen from Potter. Davison throwing to Ford. Turns to Jonathan Davis. He'll try a three. Left corner. Good. Jonathan Davis. His first three of the night. To the lane, backing mid-post on Teddy Allen. Feeds Ford, throws to Davis left side. Now cuts off the wing in the lane. Up, got it, it counts, and a foul. Jonathan Davis on the drive with the and one.
I thought both guys did a good job of breaking people down and making plays. Obviously, Johnny was big there from the left wing a couple times. Just as we ran action and they scrambled and we got him to spread out a little bit, he was able to break people down and make plays. So, Trevor did some of the same things. That was important as we got separation there through the mid part of the second half.
That's always, the go-to for me is, just try to come out. If the team's not playing as hard as they usually should, just giving them a little spark, a little energy off the bench.
Throws to Reavers, feeds Davison, right point, tries a three, money. Brad Davison, his third three of the game, and a timeout is taken by Nebraska as the Badgers have their biggest lead of the night. He'll send to Davison, a pass for Anderson high on the right. Trevor to the line. Trevor down the lane, goes up off balance and in. Working to Jonathan Davis on the left wing. Back out to Tyler Wall, feeds Anderson right of the circle. 5 to shoot. Trevor will for three, and he nails it. Second three-point hit for Trevor Anderson.
There's no easy games in this league. You probably heard that from all other 13 coaches. It's just you take them one at a time, and you take a deep breath and exhale when you get out of somewhere on the road or at home, because this year I think home and road is kind of a coin flip in terms of environment at times. Just do what you need to do to get through that game, and then worry about the next one when that time comes.
I think just keep shooting. If you go back and look at the film, I would say a lot of those were wide open, good looks. And everybody in this locker room's been playing basketball for a long time. So just staying confident. You see all the good teams go through ebbs and flows of the season. But yeah, like you said, now it's for real. It's the last little stretch. And I mean, this whole league's been tough throughout the entire season, but these next 6, like you said, are all ranked opponents. So we got to strap them up tight and be ready to play.
5 to shoot. Price off the wing. Hanging, feeds Potter. Down the lane. Slam dunk. Counted. And a foul.
Badgers move from the field house to the Final Four.
Touchdown, Wisconsin. Kendrick Pryor.
Oh! Play spot open. Caulfield.
The Badger Sports Report is built by Ford, a proud partner of Wisconsin athletics. By Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers. And UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view. And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
Through the years, we've had head coaches in their current positions talk about, oh, don't get into coaching if you're a player. Don't think about doing something else. And a lot of those guys have decided not to listen, or at least they took it in consideration, but they have decided to coach anyway. As we check in with head coach Greg Gard, who would know this firsthand, two former Badger players on the current staff right now, Orlando Tucker and Joe Krabenhoff, with the list goes on. You got Tanner Bronson down with Lamont Paris at UT Chattanooga, Freddie Owens with Will Ryan at Green Bay, and we'll get into some others as well. I know, Greg, I think Bo has talked about it, Paul with football, and yourself, like, really? You want to get into this, but I think you know exactly where they're coming from. Why? It's just a game that they love, and they just don't want to loosen the grip on the basketball. They just want to stay involved.
Yeah, and I think that's, Matt, really where it hits them the hardest, or that becomes the most impactful, is when they do stop playing and there's a gap there, and they find out that, the love, and that's how it was for me. It was a point where, I got cut in college from baseball, and there was a void, and it was a competitive void. But I think a lot of these guys maybe come through college and think, no, they don't want to do that. They want to make their first million in the business world or whatever else they're going to do. And then they have that piece of their life removed, obviously, as eligibility expires. And then they they figure out, maybe this is what I want to do. So yeah, you mentioned a few of them there, and obviously Greg Steemsma, Jared Berggren. Greg's with the Timberwolves. Jared's doing some training up in Minneapolis area. John Lure now is living in Nashville, but doing some scouting for the Spurs. So all of them, in one way or the other, have tried to stay connected to the sport or athletics in a general sense, that things that they've enjoyed over the years that no longer can play. So you got to find a way to stay involved.
Is it something while they are players here? Is it a topic that comes up with you, or when Coach Ryan was here as well? Do those conversations start when those guys are in college?
It does. Some come in with, a driven motivation that they want to be a coach. For one, we got one right now, Brad Davison. That's from day one. That's been the target, the goal. That's never wavered. Others have kind of, that would kind of be interesting. That would be, I might want to try to do it. Maybe they have a parent that does it or around it a little bit. And then others, it doesn't come up at all until they're a few years out. And then all of a sudden, like I said, that void appears, and they've got to find a way to fill that. So coaching becomes a part of that. So everybody's on their own, obviously has their own journey and own path through this, and how they figure out what they are truly passionate about and what they want to do.
I remember talking with a player, I'll keep him nameless, but this was several years ago, and he was going back and forth with one of the assistants. It might have been you at the time. I can't remember specifically, but after the assistant left the room, I was talking to the player, said, "You want to get into this racket when you're done?" And he's saying, "Heck no, too many hours. Are you kidding?" If there's advice that you give those guys, I would imagine that's part of it. It's not just when practice is over, you shower, you grab your sandwich and you leave. It goes a little bit longer than that. Right?
Yeah, it does. And obviously I think you have to have a very understanding family, not just your spouse, but your kids, because it's at any level, whether it's here, whether it's in a Division III setting, whether it's in a high school setting. If you want to be really good at something, you have to commit a lot of time to it. So I think the biggest thing is just understanding you have to have a passion, no matter what you want to do. You want to be a broker on Wall Street, you want to be a educator, you want to be a coach, whatever it is, do the things that you're passionate about, because that'll make those what you have to give up maybe, or what you can't do, or what the sacrifices are. Your passion kind of can trump that and supersede that and make it doable. So yeah, it is. I usually am very brutally honest with any of our guys over the years that have approached me about it, what's it been like. And it doesn't happen overnight. I think that's the other thing. They see, myself in this position, or some of our assistants or other coaches. I always say, you better ask the question of how they got there. And they're probably going to tell you there was a long, winding journey that didn't quickly get to the position they're in. There've been a lot of things they've had to go through, and a lot of trials and tribulations along the way to get to this point.
Yeah, well, I would imagine that's the best way. There might not be a specific template. Some guys, if everything lines up, they get the big job very quickly after the playing days are over. But I think everybody we've talked about here, it's been kind of like your path. It's a step at a time up the ladder. And a guy like Freddie, he's been at a lot of different schools. Tanner was a manager here for a year and then played. But that's, if there's a best way to do it, I don't know if there really is, but
no, there's probably not. There's not a cookie cutter approach. There's no doubt. You mentioned Tanner. I mean, Tanner spent time in the G League as an assistant coach, and I think he probably learned after being in around that anything was going to be better. I think sometimes the higher levels, as you really get into it, whether it be NBA, G League, and I've talked to coaches that have been in the NBA, and it's not the glamorous thing that everybody makes it out to be, or like I said, G League. And obviously there's a lot of things behind the scenes that go unnoticed until you're really living that life. And then it's maybe not all it's cracked up to be sometimes, even though it's fun, and that there's a lot of other things that go with it that you don't see on the 2 hours when we're on TV for games.
When you talk about that, I think about Butch. Brian Butch did that for a while, and now he's a media guy, and he's never wrong. He's undefeated.
Exactly, he's undefeated, and he's undefeated.
That's head coach Greg Gard. Stay with us. We'll continue with more as our Badger Sports Report for this week continues.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Red Line hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today.
You've heard the saying, if it looks like bacon and it tastes like sausage, it's probably Johnsonville sausage strips. Oh, you never heard that? Well, sausage strips are pretty new. They're strips of sausage in amazing flavors like maple and chorizo. You can find this meaty miracle by the bacon, even though it's sausage.
Whoa.
Open man, half boards left is Holloway. Center point, it's Weisbach back to Holloway. Top of the left circle, top of the right side. Caulfield shoots, he scores! Cole Caulfield, I think, off a shot stick and in. Wisconsin with a power play goal and a 1-0 lead. Badgers continue with a power play. Weisbach back to Caulfield, open right circle. Finds Holloway, backside, he scores! Oh my! Tic-tac-toe, Badgers with two early at Mariucci. Point Weisbach tees one up. A sprawling block shot came free. Pelton buys backhands at home. It's 4-1 Wisconsin. Save made by Rowe. Ricochet to the far side and Gordiak. Ranta with him, stride for stride. Gordiak across the line, gets by Ranta, shoots and scores! Jack Gordiak whistled a wicked wrister over the left shoulder of Jared Moe. A half dozen doesn't it? Mariucci, 6-1 Wisconsin. Yes, far side now, Holloway. Up the ice, he comes left wing. Darts around McLaughlin, gets around another gopher, shoots one, and he missed the net going glove side on close. Now Emerson shoots one, he scores! Ty Emerson, his first 2-goal game as a Badger. It's 7-1 Wisconsin. And now Ranta from the left wing fires one that missed the target and off the glass, as you can clearly hear. And the Badgers score again as Caulfield came down the left wing and directs one in past close. And the Badgers now lead 8-1. Gorniak up ahead to Caulfield, who caught and quickly pulled the trigger and beat close. Holy smokes. The Wisconsin Badgers just ran their arch rivals out of their own building. Wisconsin 8, Minnesota 1, a weekend sweep for Wisconsin, and the Badgers are in first place in the Big Ten.
If we build this, all the legendary players will magically appear, and we'll have sports again. I call it the Field of Fame. Of course, I'll have to tear down the garage, fill in the pool, and lose the trees. So can I get a loan?
So as your friend, I love it, but as your banker, not so much.
Let me talk to the friend.
You could always invest in a college fund.
No, my kids aren't going to college. They're going to work at the stadium.
Our kids are going to college.
Sports are back.
My wife wants to build a college.
And not a moment too soon.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, while the Wisconsin men's hockey team is playing some really good hockey in first place in the Big Ten, the Wisconsin women's hockey team is in first place in the WCHA, ranked #1 in the country, and had a couple of battles, border battles, with second-ranked Minnesota last weekend. Badgers won in overtime on the first night 4-3 and then lost in a shootout the next day. But Wisconsin's played extremely well, had its final home series of the season against Bemidji State this weekend, and a weekend off, and then off to Minnesota Duluth to wrap up the regular season before the playoffs begin. Had a chance to speak with head coach Mark Johnson earlier this week about his hockey club, and in specific the Gopher series.
Yeah, two very good games where, both teams at times played very well, and both teams would bend a little bit, but there wasn't a lot of breakage in both games. I thought both goaltenders Friday played well, and they brought in another goalie. Saturday night Minnesota did, and she played well. So it was a lot of game of chess. As I mentioned last week, you knew they were going to be excited. They didn't, like the way things went down here in Laban, 3 weeks ago. And so, we were going to get their best shot. And the tough part for me is, how do you prep when you have a weekend off? And, you try to get them excited, you try to get them going. And so you have those things that are happening. And so I thought the first period, it looked like we hadn't played the previous weekend. And, once we got our feet a little bit wet, the second half of the game, I thought we played really well. And then history has shown me, because I've been involved in them, where, you give up a goal with your goaltender pulled, it leaves a little pit in your stomach. And then if you happen to lose in overtime, it really stuns you, because, you're so close to the finish line and you have a chance to win. And then all of a sudden the other team takes it away from you. So I thought Saturday night, if we could come out in that first 6 or 8 minutes and, really go after them, get pucks in deep and take advantage of the way things were, I thought it really would play into our hands. I don't think in the first period Saturday we did some of the things that we needed to do. But again, we're up 2-0 in the middle of the second period, and this is the way hockey goes. We got a chance to make it 3-0 with Watts on a breakaway, and their goaltender makes a save, and about a minute later, it's in the back of our net 2-1. So instead of being 3-0, now it's 2-1. And then I thought, lots of the third period, the first 8, 10, 12 minutes, we did a lot of good things, and we're defending well and taking care of the puck. And then, we also see fluke things happen. We turn the puck over, they just shoot the puck. It hits about 3 things, banks off, and goes in the net to make it 2-2. I thought it was goalie interference, but, they reviewed it and they felt it wasn't. But, then it become, who's going to score? It got to the end. It ended up being, in our rankings, a tie. And then, you play for the extra point in the shootout, and they were able to capitalize on it. So I think if, before the weekend, you were going to tell me that, we'd win one of the games and then, we would tie the other game. I'm okay with that at this time of the year. And the big thing is we learned some more about our hockey club.
As far as Friday's game is concerned, Mark, you were down 3-1 in that game, but you found a way to battle back. And you mentioned, Caitlin Schneider scores her first goal of the season to cut the deficit to 1, and then you pull your goaltender for an extra attacker. Now, I've seen coaches, pull their goaltenders with 2.5 minutes left. I remember George Gwozdecki, your old friend and teammate at Denver. The Wisconsin men were just plowing over the Pioneers, and he pulled his goaltender in the second period just to try to give his team some juice. So what is your plan, or what do you try to do when you're thinking, okay, when is the right time, when's the wrong time? Because if you do it the wrong time, the game could very well be over.
Yeah, it's the NHL probably, when Patrick Waugh was coaching the Avalanche, he would start in the 2.5, sometimes even 3-minute mark. And, he had some success with it early on. And so other teams and other coaches started to, dig deep into it and try to figure out when's the best time to do it. What are the odds and the percentages? And then you get the analytic people involved. They spit out these numbers. So I try to figure things out, how the game's going, what lines and matchups. And then, 2 minutes, you start to get interested in doing it. Is there a face-off? Do you still have your timeout left? And so as we got down to the 2-minute mark, you just start prepping people and getting things going. The big thing is, the 6 people you put on the ice, you have to have that next layer ready, because then the group that's out there is not going to be able to play a 1.5 minutes, minute 45, 2 minutes, and be effective. And so not only are the 6 people that you want on the ice important, that next 4 or 5 kids, you start to, take numbers, like you'll assign numbers. First player off, you're taking. Second player off, you're taking, because they're going to come off at different times. And that's what happened in the game Friday, where, we had our first group out, had a couple looks. They were able to get the puck down. There was a whistle, had a face-off, regained it, got another group out there, and then had another whistle, and I was able to get Watts out there at actually a third time. And she ended up making a nice play on the winning goal, but it was, again, managing the puck, having, layers of people ready to go. And the big thing is try to get the puck into the blue paint, outnumber them, and see if you get a chance.
And that's what happened. Britta Curl scored the game-tying goal with 25 seconds left, and then Daryl Watts scored the winner in overtime. She had 2 goals, 3 points on Friday, leads the country with 13 goals and 24 points. So the top-ranked Wisconsin women's hockey team getting ready for the playoffs. One last regular season series at Minnesota Duluth, but then the conference playoffs begin in early March in Minneapolis, and then it's off to Erie, Pennsylvania for the NCAA tournament March 15th and 16th, the Frozen Four the 19th and the 21st. My thanks to head coach Mark Johnson for joining us on the Badger Sports Report.
Because of this, we made Ford Super Duty the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower and best-in-class payload.
Rescue 614 en route.
Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with the terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
The Badger Sports Report is built by Ford, a proud partner of Wisconsin athletics. By Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers. And UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
We thank head coach Greg Gard as well as women's hockey coach Mark Johnson. The Badger basketball team continuing to push through this month of February, getting the stretch drive of the Big Ten regular season. We'll be back at it next week. Thanks for watching.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Red Line hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today.
Compeer Financial has always been there for our clients and communities in any situation. And our support continues today as our clients work relentlessly to feed, clothe, and fuel the world. Compeer is proud to continue our strong commitment to our clients, the rural communities where they live, and to agriculture. We're here to help meet the financial needs of rural America. And we'll navigate through this together.
You've heard the saying, if it looks like bacon and it tastes like sausage, it's probably Johnsonville sausage strips. Oh, you never heard that? Well, sausage strips are pretty new. They're strips of sausage in amazing flavors like maple and chorizo. You can find this meaty miracle by the bacon, even though it's sausage.
Whoa.